Think of a kid seeing something for the first time. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be like snow or an airplane. What matters is the face. You know what I'm talking about. The mouth is open, eyes are wide. It's that whole body astonishment at something that everyone around them thinks is absolutely normal. I know you've seen that face. Have you made that face? Let's stay here for a moment and sit with a memory of this if you have one that comes up. And if nothing comes up, that's okay too. This is our starting point today. That face, that type of unguarded wonder, that's the doorway into everything we're doing together over the next 21 days. So here's the text that most of us know. Matthew 18, 1 through 4 from the World English Bible. In that hour, the disciples came to Jesus saying, "Who then is greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" Jesus called a little child to himself and set him in the midst of them and said, "Most certainly I tell you, unless you turn and become as little children, you will in no way enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whoever therefore humbles himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven." So notice here, Jesus skips the credentials. He points to a kid and he basically says that's the door. To continue supporting this, we have Mark 10, 13 through 15 from the World English Bible as well. They were bringing to him little children that he should touch them. "Most certainly I tell you, whoever will not receive the kingdom of God as a little child, he will in no way enter into it." So notice the word receive. Receive it. The way that a kid receives snow. Wide open, no defenses. No defenses. And then to complement this, here's the text that's not in the Bible, but it was still read by early Christians trying to understand the exact same moment. So we're in the Gospel of Thomas. This is saying number 37. His disciples said, "When will you become revealed to us? And when shall we see you?" Jesus said, "When you disrobe without being ashamed and take up your garments and place them under your feet like little children and tread on them, then will you see the Son of the Living One and you will not be afraid." Now, if you're like me, this is different than the version you know. So I invite you to sit with this one for a moment. This is about more than becoming like a child in spirit. It's actually removing what covers you and then standing there unashamed and stepping on the clothes that you just took off. And only then, Jesus says, you'll actually see him. Here's what I noticed when I put these two texts next to each other. Matthew and Mark tell you the posture to take. You become like a child, you receive like a child. Thomas tells us what that costs. Because as an adult, there are costs. Shame, whatever you're wearing to cover yourself, like literally and figuratively. So it's the reputation, it's any performances, it's whatever you've built to make yourself presentable to God or anyone else. Thomas is talking to us. He's talking to the grown-ups. He's talking to people who've already learned it through the reps and through the conditioning. And he's asking something much harder of us than Matthew is. Instead of just come as a child, it's undo what stopped you from being one. I think these texts complement each other well. I think Thomas is willing to say the harder to hear part, which is that becoming like a child isn't cute. It's costly because you already know what you're taking off. And on the other hand, it can become a very powerful moment of introspection that leads you to deeper levels in your faith walk. So you get to decide what you do with this today. And for now, we're going to do something about it together. So I invite you to stand up with me if you can. And if you can't, that's okay. You can do this seated. For this somatic exercise, let your arms come up and out. So open, the way that a kid throws their arms open up in the air, and look up with your chest open, arms up. Keep a slight bend to your chin. Your eyes are soft, like you're looking at something big, and just notice what that feels like in your chest, to stand like that on purpose, to be open and exposed and with nothing guarding the front of you at all. Just receiving. This is what Thomas is describing. He's describing the costume that you take off. The expectation for this series isn't to arrive at day 21 with everything figured out. Now, the invitation is to approach this like a child, to come curious and wide open, no defenses, nothing to prove. Whatever you're wearing right now to be presentable to God or to yourself, you're allowed to set it down before we begin. Come as you are. Come as you are. That's the door. I'll see you on day 1.